Today, we will guide you through the process of making bookings from the admin panel. Begin by clicking on the Trip menu. Under this menu, you will find the Rides option. Clicking on this will take you to the relevant screen. On the top right of this screen, you will find the End Booking button. Click on this to reveal two distinct views. The first is the single-page view, and the second is the multi-page view. You can configure these views from the settings under Preferences. Here, you will discover the app settings where you can switch the view from single-page to multi-page. After updating this configuration, the multi-page view will be displayed. In this view, you can make bookings. Start by entering the pickup and drop-off locations. If you wish to add any checkpoints, you can do so by searching for the location. The location will appear in the suggestions from Google, and a pinpoint will be dropped on the Google map. Now, let's proceed to the request time configurations. These settings can be adjusted in 3 different ways: on-demand booking, scheduled booking, or both. The admin will decide whether the trip will be on-demand or pre-scheduled. If you enable pre-scheduled booking, a calendar option will appear at the bottom of the screen. Here, you can select a date and time. Once you've chosen a date and time, a list of corporates will appear at the bottom of the screen. You will be able to see the names of the corporates that have been created. Feel free to select a corporate name if you wish. This is an optional feature. If a corporate name is selected, the trip will be classified as a corporate business trip. Let's now move on to the gender feature. This feature is beneficial for customers who, for safety reasons, prefer drivers of the same gender. You can enable or disable this feature in the settings. If enabled, it will be visible. If not, it will disappear. Now, let's talk about the auto dispatch feature. If auto dispatch is enabled, the trip request will be sent to the nearest driver. If it's disabled, the admin will have the option to select from a list of online drivers or choose a specific driver from the list. Next, we have the Notes feature. Here, the admin can enter notes for the driver. Once the notes are entered, you can proceed by clicking the Next button. Before you reach the vehicle listing screen, there's a screen that appears only when certain options are created. Options such as flight number, booster seat, child seat, and so on. The admin can create these options based on the requirements. These options will appear while making bookings. With this information, the driver will be updated about all the details. Once all the details are entered, you can proceed to the next screen, which will display the vehicle listing screen. On the vehicle listing screen, there's an option for the number of passengers. You can select it, and based on the number of passengers and the selected number of luggages, the list of vehicle types will be filtered accordingly. The third option we're discussing is the payment mode, which is chosen by the admin. There are 3 different payment modes: cash, card, and paid. If cash is selected, the trip payment will be generated as cash, with the driver collecting the payment from the customer at the end of the trip. If card is chosen, the customer must make the payment beforehand. The third option, paid, indicates that the admin has already received payment outside of the system, and the customer doesn't need to make a second payment at the end of the trip. The driver will receive this amount in their wallet. At the bottom, there are also auto and fixed options. Auto means the pricing will appear based on the driver's travel. If it is set as fixed, the price that appears at the estimation will be the same at the end. In any case, if the admin wants to give any additional discount to the customer, they can apply it. Also, if the admin is providing some special service to the customer, they can add extra charges. Once you add the extra charges, you can see all the price calculations in the final fare. Thus, based on this information, the admin can update the customer about the calculation. Moving on to the next step, booking a ride. If you click on the Book Ride button, the trip will be generated without customer information, and it will be created as a guest user. When you click on the Next button, you will be able to select the customer from your existing system, or you can add the details of new customers. If the customer already exists in the system, you can search for the customer's name or number. Once you select the data will automatically fill in, and you can click on the Book Ride button to book the ride. Once a ride is booked, a trip ID will appear as a reference. If another ride needs to be generated, Simply click on the Book button to generate another trip. This is the method for creating bookings from the admin panel.